everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Metaphysical Report. Today is December 27th, 2019. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. My name is Lysander Zampis, and today I'll be sharing with you the day's astrology, numerology, and some other things to give you inspiration for your day ahead. I like to start each morning with a little energy clearing and a blessing.
Bless you, my love.
Excuse me.
Let it out. Let those demons out. You're clearing the air. Don't sneeze. Let it out.
Oh dear. Good morning, Patty. Welcome. I'm going to use the selenite to send you peaceful, healing energy. I bless you and your day ahead. I bless you that you find healing today and good fortune. I bless your day ahead, that everyone be helpful and that your path be clear. I bless you that you may come several steps further along your path. And that today you'll find exactly what it is you need. Be blessed. Just a moment. We are going to talk about the astrology for today. So I'm going to start incorporating aspects a little bit. But first let's talk about the planets. So the sun is, the sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and the moon are all in Capricorn. So there's a very strong emphasis on Capricorn qualities such as leadership, responsibility, and self-sufficiency. So we are being encouraged and influenced during this time to organize ourselves and prepare to put our best foot forward, which is very timely for the turn of the year. The sun is also conjunct Jupiter, which I feel is fortuitous, and there is for kind of your outer self and outer world, there is a opportunity for expansion and coming across something today that you may find very helpful. The moon is conjunct with Saturn and Pluto, so as far as your inner self goes, there's a potential for transformation, and either through discipline or a transformation of your inner limitations. And the moon is also sextile with Mars, so Mars is in Scorpio, which is connecting us very strongly with our true feelings about our relationships and situations, so it's very hard to ignore. And this is even, and it's lending that influence to the moon as well, giving you that push of initiative to make these changes within yourself and to seek these opportunities that may be presenting themselves to you today. Mercury is in Sagittarius, so we may be feeling mentally expansive, the way we think, the way we communicate with others and express ourselves. These are there's an influence to expand beyond the way you've done this so far and to make discoveries about yourself in regards to these things. Venus is in Aquarius, so in our love life and in our relationships, there is a comfort or what's the word? Kind of more okay with being by oneself or being more independent at this time and exploring unusual ideas about relationships at this time. Neptune is in Pisces, so we have a deeper inner knowing that is rising to consciousness, and it is up to us how and if we would like to incorporate that inner knowing. Finally, Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde, so we are in a period of reassessing our comfort zone and if we would like to continue going deeper into that, or in what ways we would like new habits to start taking root deeper in our consciousness. So yeah, that's today's astrology.
Fantastic. Exciting information.
Now it's time for the day's numerology. Today is a 9 day. A 9 vibration exudes leadership and humanitarian instincts. It's also a day of closure and endings. So on the 27th of the month, which is a 9 day, it suggested no beginnings today. Finish up things. Go for completion. Clean out closets and drawers. If you don't use something you own, perhaps it's time to give it away or sell it. Use your creative talents. A great day for a public performance. What you give out will come back to you, so give only the best. Finish things on a good note, a kind note. That's the suggestion for today. And now we will be doing a little crystal healing. So I will be sharing with you the crystal of the day in just a moment. If you would like to participate in maybe we should go to cat cam, except I can't see the link. There it goes.
Hashtag more cats.
Due to popular demand, we now have a cat screen so that you can see the cats when they are with me. So this is Arushka Gall. She is my healer, my familiar. We are still doing a poll for the morning report, but the most voted was people want to see more cats, so hence this screen. This screen will come up whenever we have cats. So why don't you look at cats while I go pick a crystal for the day.
Hey, kitty cats. Hey,
Cat
kitty
cam.
cats.
Just stay there, Rex.
Stay there, Resh. Everybody wants to see you. Be with the people. The people love seeing Resh doll. She's our little healer. Oh, cat cam. Cat cam.
But
of course Lysander's in the other room making noise, so better hurry up. Now there's no cats to entertain the people.
All right. Well, there's no more cats, so we're going to leave cat cam for now. All right, so I've chosen a crystal. I'm actually not sure what it is. I think it's an agate.
That is a red moss.
Yeah. So this little...
red is moss.
Isn't that fascinating? I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it, but red moss agate, and you can actually see all the little ancient agate, or moss in it. Turned to stone over an eternity. One day we will have better cameras so you can really see the detail in the crystals when I show them to you. But more about that at the end of the report. Ooh. So to begin this crystal healing, I'm going to bless you with a little Nag Shampa, excuse my pronunciation, incense. Just breathe it in. And around me, please. So I'm going to be telling you about red moss agate in just a moment. If you would like to participate in this crystal healing, I'm not sure if I got to sing that. Sit, breathe, relax, and allow yourself to receive the energy. So let us have a look-see. Red moss agate. So, moss agate refreshes the soul and enables you to see beauty in all you behold. It reduces sensitivity to weather and environmental pollutants. It attracts abundance in wealth and improves self-esteem. Develops strength and the ability to get along with others. Well, that seems pretty positive. I'm going to see if there's something specifically about red agate. Others, one could just apply red color correspondence. It feels good. You guys are going to experience the energy of this crystal for yourselves. So along with what I said, I would add the qualities of red, which are life, vitality, passion, drive, initiative. Associate, if you wish, physical associations to like blood with this, which is associated to joy. So that's what I would add based on the color. Again, crystal tip: if you have a hard time remembering what crystals stand for, memorize color correspondences instead. The color of the crystal, it's sure to have the qualities of the color. All right. Just a moment. And I will begin. focusing on the heart. This crystal wants to help you remember your own vitality, your own joy, something we can lose sight of. As we get older, we feel as though we've lost things in ourselves, whether it's joy, vitality, innocence. But these things are not lost. They're just forgotten somewhere in ourselves. The energy of this crystal wants to stimulate those places to help you remember and reaccept these parts of yourself, especially in your heart. Moving lower over the soul, which also sometimes needs help in remembering its wholeness. To the lower abdomen. All the way down to the base of the spine and the root chakra. And the energy will still reach you even through this cat. Drawing the energy up through your body. Creating a flow through your being. Movement is life. When we are still, we start to lose that vitality. Energetically speaking, movement assists healing. It loosens things up. It is our natural state, energetically, to be in motion. Moving the energy around the throat and head. Feels though some people watching may be feeling mentally burdened or have a depressive state of mind. Motion in the energy can help bring that vitality of life back into the mental part of the aura. Depression is also often anger that we feel we don't have a right to have, or that we feel we don't have a right to or should not express. And that's why I'm moving the energy through the throat as well, creating movement again. Just like blood needs to flow for us to live, so does our energy, and so does our joy. This concludes the crystal healing with red moss agate. Let us take a moment to sit in the energy we have just received. Take a little bite of the donut too. Now that we are in this space, it is a good time to move on to our affirmation of the day. So, I'm going to say this affirmation to you the first few times. I would like for you to just sit in that healing energy you received and just listen to the words rather than putting your attention into saying them. At the end, we will say them together a few times as well, but at first, I think it's very helpful to just listen. I will be saying them in first person and second person. I am clear in my communication with life. I am free to enjoy life right now. I am clear in my communication with life. I am free to enjoy life right now. You are clear in your communication with life. You are free to enjoy life right now. You are clear in your communication with life. You are free to enjoy life right now. Now 3 times together. I am clear in my communication with life. I am free to enjoy life right now. I am clear in my communication with life. I am free to enjoy life right now. I am clear in my communication with life. I am free to enjoy life right now. I invite you to take this affirmation forward with you in your day. And this affirmation comes from Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. It is one of the many spine affirmations. I thought it's something we could all work on, as the spine relates to issues of support. And there are always in which most of us feel unsupported. And that concludes the affirmation for today. Alright, so now we will be doing the card reading of the day. I'm going to read cards for all of you, and this reading will give you insight and guidance into your day ahead. So now I've just got to pick which deck I'd like to use today. one? I have 3 decks here, and sometimes I use some of my partner's decks as well. She has several of her own. So I think this one. Today's reading comes to you from the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. Had a bunch fall to the floor. Is this what we meant to do? I think so. Let's start here. We begin with 4 cards. And there are two thoughts being expressed here. You may find that part of the reading resonates with you or that all of it does. Either is fine. So the first thought is the Empress. This card talks about needing to look closer at something, to look closer and deeper and really analyze things. And this card also implies doing this with the eyes, with loving eyes. Sometimes when we are observing a situation from other points of view,
It's from the power company. I love living in
sorry to interrupt this, but our electric company sent us a Christmas gift for free.
It's a bunch of extra LED lights and a nightlight.
Oh, we've been needing a nightlight. They sent us free light bulbs. I love living in Idaho.
And then there's like a welcome card and everything, so.
That's so cute.
That is so cute. Cutest state ever.
All right then. Sorry to interrupt the reading, but it's just so distracting. I just wanted to know what it was. So the first card, as I was saying, is to observe something closely and with kind eyes. Ironically, you may be missing important details about the situation or person you're looking at when you look at things from a judgmental space. Maybe a strange thought, perhaps. The card that follows this is the Seven of Wands. And this card talks about, this is a very punishing card. So the meaning of the card points to situations needing to be set right, and someone exacting punishments or feeling vengeful, and taking care to not hold grudges and being sure that if a punishment does need to be meted out, that it fits the crime, that it is truly equal. So together, my impression is that something needs to be examined more closely and thought about from a few different perspectives. I feel as though I'm feeling as though that this is pertaining to some situation between you and another person, and the other person could be anyone: a child, a partner, a friend, a coworker, an employee. And it's saying to look with kind eyes because you may be missing important things about that person's motivations or something that's really going on with them, rather than just lashing out at them and reactively dealing out punishment. To me, I feel as though it may pertain to a literal child, especially since this is a mother archetype. That, or that there is a similar kind of dynamic of power between the two individuals in the situation. So the cards come to say to be mindful and to be very thoughtful about how you proceed, and to be aware that your desire to exact punishment or revenge may be causing you to miss important information. So that's thought one. Yeah, the comments, was not expecting that. I'm sure you heard my partner, there's a nightlight. I've been talking about how we need one because it's like so dark when you get up in the middle of the night, you can't really see, but you also can't turn on the lights, and so you will wake up your partner.
Too, it turns itself on and off. So if you
What?
turn the lights on in the room, it turns on.
Wow, cool. It's one less thing to buy.
We have enough light bulbs in here to replace every room in the house. So.
All right, nice.
We bought ourselves fancy light bulbs, but now we have backups.
Are they also LED?
They are. They're the really good quality.
They sent
LED.
us energy efficient bulbs.
Yeah. and a book on how to save money with energy efficiency.
Oh, let me see. That is so cute looking. Yes, indeed, we did manifest it.
We did. We manifested the love. This is so much love.
So, but it also came with this cute little booklet. Look at it.
It's so precious.
I don't know that oh my god, the inside is that cute too.
It is.
See, look at this. We used to live in California, and they never sent us cute child book like illustrations about how to save on electricity. It's like a picture with her and her dog.
Cute, right?
All right. So,
It's just so like unbelievable.
the next two cards are a different thought, so that's why I thought it would be okay to take a brief moment to talk about my electric company. So this is a different thought from the first two cards. So the first card is the Hierophant. And this card talks about being mindful of who you listen to and making sure that it usually points to like spiritual authorities. Be sure that spiritual authorities in your life are trustworthy, but I find it pertains to any authority or person that you listen to and look to for guidance in some manner. So obviously this could represent a lot of people. Most of all, it cautions you to be mindful of who you are listening to. The card that follows it is the Chariot. So this card talks about taking control of your own life, taking the reins of your own life into your hands. And that, sorry about the scratching. I have cats. like the way the booklet puts it, so I wanted to look it up. Another thing about the Chariot is, by acting decisively now, you will also help others. Triumph over adversity, self-determination, and possible journeys. This has actually come up in readings before to determine that someone is moving, and they did. So together, this thought is saying, asking you to reconsider whose advice you're taking and who you're allowing to kind of direct your life and who you're listening to, and instead make your own choices, make your own decisions, and to make a choice, to decide, take your own counsel, make a choice for yourself. And by being decisive now, it's not just good for you, it's good for others in the situation as well. All right, so those are the cards that came out. So I'm going to put these cards back and see if the deck has anything else it would like to add. You know, sometimes the thing with manifestation is that sometimes stuff really just can drop into your lap. Believing that is important. What, baby? You're making faces over there.
I'm just looking. I'm looking through this little book. They have a saving section. So they have like all of these initiative programs and stuff that are just really, really cool.
You guys did get another card, by the way. I'm seeing if they have anything else to say.
Oh, thanks, Sandy. We
Oops.
enjoy doing this show every morning. Sorry if we derail here and there.
I feel like there's more. That's why I'm still shuffling, by the way.
Did you know that in Idaho, all of the public libraries have resources like electric kilowatt meters that you can borrow from the library to use to see how much energy your home takes?
What?
I'm like, what the heck?
Alright. We have 3 more cards. I think that's probably it. There is a comment on the one watch party I'm watching. Ray says, but I'm listening to my guides. They won't steer me wrong, will they? Well, treat your guides like you would any person you listen to and take advice from. If they say something that makes you feel like maybe this is wrong or weird, it probably is. If not, then you're all good. Your guides should only ever act or advise for your highest good. But now, to the other cards. Oh. Well, that is good to know, you guys. I'm sure that with time this will become more polished, but it'll still all be real. So the first card in the next thought is 2 of Cups, and this points to different ways to take this. For some of you, this points to a partnership with yourself, having your own back, taking a look at yourself. For others, this is pointing to a new potential partnership with a like-minded person. It could be romantically or in business or something else as well. The next card is the Queen of Wands. This describes a person. It could be you or the other individual. She is beautiful and charming and charismatic, and she attracts others to her easily through her charisma. But she is also arrogant, frivolous, and overconfident, and can be capricious or unreliable. The card following is the Moon. This card points us to pay attention to your dreams, and it points us also to the subconscious and what is deeper within us, our deeper feelings for clues. All together, to be honest, these three together, the way I'm inclined to take them, what I feel is that for some of you out there, this is pointing to a current existing partnership, and that this is the person you're partnered with, and that you kind of need to look deeper within yourself for the truth and your real feelings about what's going on and the matter. There is something more to this situation, and you need to dig deeper.
Just all this good news for the home today. So I'm excited for everyone.
That's good. One just flipped out. The Tower. The foundations you've built may not be as stable as they appear. Expect the unexpected. The Tower always notes a major change of some kind. So for someone out there, there is some kind of thing happening under the surface that isn't readily apparent that they're trying to point out. Maybe not necessarily what it is, but kind of like, you might want to take a second look deeper. Get outside the perspective of your current feelings towards the other people in your life and situations, and really see what's there. I think that concludes our card reading for the day. So, no one's going to claim a reading with the Tower. Probably not. I know the Tower can be a scary card. But the point of readings is, part of the point is forewarnings. It's not very helpful to always be afraid of what the cards have to say, because the future can be changed. And that is kind of the point of divination, to know about something before it hits the fan, and to have the opportunity to approach it. And the cards have something to say.
I actually really appreciate the existence of that Tower card in my personal readings, because it does, as it looks like Sandy was just saying, it does actually let us know when something is going wrong or something is coming to an end, or it's very informative, and it's actually a very positive thing to see. Things should end. It's part of the circle of life.
things should always end. They can't go on forever.
My favorite tarot card, it's very scary looking, but I love it. I'll show it to you guys, because it is very scary looking, but it's great. But let's talk about the cards you got. First, kind of, I feel like they are somewhat in response to commentary on the Tower. And then I'll show you my favorite version of the Tower card. So this first card talks about cooperation, a partnership, again, a partnership of some kind. How about that? Pointing to a collaboration or partnership between you and another person. It could potentially point to an organization for some of you guys. So some kind of dealing. The second card is the Three of Cups. It typically talks about how happiness is increased when shared with others. And it points to friendship and company. So I think it's implying a friendship rather than other kinds of relationships. And then the Tower again. Altogether, I think for some of you it means different things. So the first card talks about a cooperating with another person and there being good advice at hand, not doing things on your own. This talks about happiness is increased when shared, and this talks about expecting the unexpected. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a scary thing. I think it's, for some of you, it will be talking about a partnership you currently have or urging you to turn to your friends. I think that's kind of, there's something going on with you, and it may or may not be literally another person, and it's suggesting to turn to your friends for advice, and that in friendship, good things come and are increased, and to expect the unexpected. I feel like it's like a change in status or in the way things are, or changes in relationships. We could probably go on forever, but I'm going to say it's probably a good place to stop the reading. Iris asks, how can you take forewarning cards positively, not as a source of anxiety? Well, I wouldn't say that I take them positively per se, because sometimes they can talk about very bad things. When there's a problem, stuffing your head into the sand doesn't help, because then it will definitely happen. It's you've got to solve your problems and face things head on, especially if you want to change something they're talking about. Changing your questions from that point on in the reading also helps. Like, how can I get the best result out of the situation? What is the best course of action for this, for my highest good or the highest good of all involved? What is the best approach for a win-win for all sides? Or how do I protect myself? Or how do I change this?
Exactly. The thing to remember is that when you're being given a forewarning, the first thing you should actually do is be grateful for that warning.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the future is not yet written. Every single decision you make every single day, from deciding whether or not to have a cup of coffee or tea to what TV show you're going to watch in the evening, can affect what happens in the days ahead. You might decide, I'm not going to watch Star Trek tonight, I'm going to start a new show and be divinely inspired by that show, and you write a novel. You have no idea how it's going to affect you. Those forewarning cards are actually your opportunity to question what is going to happen and take steps and precautions to try and move your path in a different direction. They should be perceived positively because they're actually helping you.
Yeah. So, reading tips, or like magic tip of the day, basically is that you should always aim to make your readings useful. Aim for useful information. Typically, if there's something bad coming that you actually can't do anything about, and that it wouldn't help you to know about it, the cards are not going to tell you.
Right.
You will not be told. Unless you aggressively dig for those kind of forewarnings.
Yeah.
However, when you're just kind of warned, they're telling you so you can do something about it.
Absolutely.
And that's why you should dig for it. It's not helpful, understandable, but not helpful to freak out and just be anxious about this thing coming up. The reason you're being told is to avoid it.
We also have a question in the watch box.
All right, let's have a look. Do you think that partnership could turn romantic? Meeting a lot of new people. People A person I wouldn't ordinarily meet. The future is ours to see. Well, it is a general reading. It's suggesting to double check things, to be cautious, to examine things more deeply from a different perspective. It's saying that for all of you, there is a certain emotion through which you're perceiving things, and to try to see outside of that. As for your individual future, it is created through your choices, ultimately. Now, I'm going to show you real quick my favorite Tower card. It comes from the Mary L. Tarot, and is fantastically alchemical. I promise you will probably never see a Tower card scarier looking than this. I love it so much. I love that deck. It's just has very bold primal imagery. And this tarot card definitely points to the idea of liberation from falsehoods. When the tower is destroyed, the star remains, which, as I'm sure some of you know, is the card that follows the tower. This is preceded by the devil, which represents prisons and limitations. This is the destruction of those falsehoods and lies and limitations. And what is left behind is the star, your true self, your soul. So I think the tower is a fine thing. I do acknowledge that it's often perceived as the worst card in the deck. Iris says, that's good to know. I've made the mistake in the past of bracing for impact as though I couldn't do anything. I think I'll do a follow-up reading on my specific situation, as yours definitely raised some questions about a difficult friendship. Yeah, that's kind of what it was talking about. I felt as though it was probably, for most of you, a difficult friend. All right.
Good reading today. Good information shared. We haven't even done the book reading of the day yet.
No, I haven't. Which is next.
Ooh.
So now is time for food for thought. It's going to be exciting stuff, you guys.
It's exciting stuff.
The Powers Within You by Louise Hay. That's today's reading. And yesterday we started the chapter Receiving Prosperity.
Who doesn't want to receive prosperity? I love me some prosperity.
So,
We're getting all kinds of prosperity today, Miles.
I know. Literally things coming from nowhere. That's my favorite. So, yes, the thing about manifesting, law of attraction, and using magic is that you really have to change the way that you think and your base assumptions about reality.
Yeah.
Everyone says you've got to work really hard for money and that it doesn't just drop out of nowhere. But the
Lies.
truth is, it totally can drop from nowhere. And working hard is admirable, but it's not required per se for prosperity.
the way you think about it. If you think you have to work hard, you will always work hard to earn money. If you believe that the universe provides for you and that you are gifted and you are deserving, you will never go hungry.
You know, sometimes it's the most annoying thing. There have been days where I've made more money on the days I don't work.
Yeah.
Because money just comes from nowhere. People are just like, here, have some money. Have some money. Even from people where I'm like, I haven't spoken to you in like 5 years. In fact, I refuse to speak to you, but you still want to give me money.
Yeah. It's because you're a beautiful person and
Aw.
you give, and that circulation keeps going. You have to remember, being positive and circulating and everything, it's all part of it.
The most important thing is that I was not always like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Cat cam.
Hashtag more cats.
Oh no!
Oh no, come here, Mama. Come here, Mama, the people want to see you. Oh, you're scaring her with the tapping.
Oh, sorry.
She's under the chair. Hi, beautiful little bee.
Let's see if she comes out into view. I thought she was gonna.
Now she's hiding. She needs to turn the cam on. I know about
Aw.
cat cams. I know about the cat cam.
Missy.
Miss Miss.
Okay, now she's hiding under my chair.
She's a delicate little flower, everybody. I saw her.
Sorry, I thought I had got her.
Yeah, she don't want Mama either. She doesn't know what's going on. She's like,
I tried. There she goes. All right, so we are continuing this chapter. Oh. Oh. Oh.
there we go. There she
Hi.
is.
This is Katniss.
We don't see Katniss very often.
She before she was a cat, she was wind sprite, wind spirit.
Wind spirit, so she doesn't like to be held very much. That's the baby. She
Hi,
only likes when
sweetheart.
Mommy holds her.
Can I give you a pet? I love you.
She listens.
Yeah, all the people are there. You want to say hello to all the people? Yeah.
And she's just being a pretty little miss today. All right. I'm gonna go set her free.
Bye. Let's get on with this chapter. This cat cam in her contract. It is now. She gets treats every day in return for her appearances. All right. I did read the first section yesterday, but I feel like I should repeat it so the whole thing is a cohesive thought. Your home is your sanctuary. Everything is a reflection of what you believe you deserve. Look at your home. Is it a place that you really love to live in? Is it comfortable and joyous, or cramped, dirty, and always messy? The same with your car. Do you like it? Does it reflect the love you have for yourself? Are your clothes a bother and a nuisance and something you have to deal with? Your clothes are a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Again, the thoughts we have about ourselves can be changed. If you want to find a new home, begin by opening yourself up to finding the right place and affirm that it is waiting for you. When I was looking for a new home in Los Angeles, I couldn't believe that I would only find appalling places. I kept thinking that this is LA and it's filled with wonderful apartments, so where are they? It took me 6 months to find the one I wanted, and it was magnificent. During the time I was looking, the building was being constructed, and when it was finished, I found it waiting for me. If you look for something but you are not finding it, there's probably a reason. If you want to move on from where you are because you don't like it, thank your present home for being there. Appreciate it for sheltering you from the weather. If it's difficult to like it, start with one part of the house that you like. It may be a corner of your bedroom. Don't say, I hate this old place, because you're not going to find something that you love. Love where you are so you can be open to receiving a wonderful new home. If your home is messy and cluttered, then start cleaning it up. Your home is a reflection of who you are. Loving relationships. I am a great admirer of Dr. Bernie Siegel, the Connecticut oncologist who has written Love, Medicine, and Miracles. Dr. Siegel has learned much from his cancer patients, and I would like to share what he says about unconditional love. Many people, especially cancer patients, grow up believing that there's some terrible flaw at the center of their being, a defect they must hide if they are to have any chance for love. Feeling unloved and unlovable and condemned to loneliness if their true selves became known. Such individuals set up defenses against sharing their innermost feelings with anyone. Because such people feel a profound emptiness inside, they come to see all relationships and transactions in terms of getting something to fill the vaguely understood void within. They give love only on condition that they get something for it. And this leads to an ever deeper sense of emptiness, which keeps the vicious cycle going. Whenever I give a lecture and allow my audience the opportunity to ask questions, I can always count on being asked one thing in particular. How can I create healthy, lasting relationships? All relationships are important because they can reflect how you feel about yourself. If you are constantly beating yourself up by thinking that everything goes wrong is your fault, or that you are always a victim, then you are going to attract the type of relationships that reinforce those beliefs in you. One woman told me that she was in a relationship with a very caring and loving man, yet she had a need to test his love. So I asked her, why would you test his love? She said she felt unworthy of his love because she wasn't loving herself enough. So I suggested that 3 times a day she stand with her arms open and say, I am willing to let the love in. It's safe to let the love in. Then I told her to look into her own eyes and say, I deserve. I'm willing to have, even if I don't deserve. Too often, you deny your good because you don't believe you can have it. For instance, you want to get married or have a long-lasting relationship. The person you go out with has 4 of the qualities you want in a partner. You know you're on your way. You want a little more of this, or to add something new to your list. Depending upon how much you believe you deserve to be loved, you may have to go through a dozen people before you get what you really want. Likewise, if you believe that a higher power has surrounded you with truly loving people, or that everyone you meet or know brings only good into your life, then those are the types of relationships you will ultimately draw to yourself. Codependent relationships. Personal relationships always seem to be the first priority for many of us. Perhaps you are always searching for love. Hunting for love doesn't bring the right partner because the reasons for wanting love are unclear. We think, oh, if only I had someone who loved me, my life would be all better. That's not the way it works. One exercise that I recommend is to write down the qualities you want from a relationship, such as fun, intimacy, open and positive communication, etc. Look at your list. Are these standards impossible to fulfill? Which of the requirements could you supply yourself? There's a big difference between the need for love and being needy for love. When you are needy for love, it simply means that you are missing love and approval from the most important person you know, yourself. You become involved in relationships that are codependent and ineffectual for both partners. When we need someone else to fulfill us, we are codependent. When we rely on another to take care of us, so we don't have to do it ourselves, we become codependent. Many of us from dysfunctional families have learned codependency from the way we grew up. I believed for years that I was not good enough, and I sought love and approval wherever I went. If you're always telling the other person what to do, then you are probably trying to manipulate the relationship. On the other hand, if you are working to change your own inner patterns, then you are allowing things to happen in their right course. Take a moment to stand in front of a mirror and think about some of your own negative childhood beliefs that have been affecting your relationships. Can you see how you are still recreating the same beliefs? Think of some positive childhood beliefs. Do they hold the same charge for you as negative ones? Tell yourself that the negative beliefs no longer serve you and replace it with new positive affirmations. You may want to write the new beliefs down and place them where you can see them every day. The bathroom mirror is a good place. Again, be patient with yourself. Persevere with the new belief as much as you did with the old one. There were many times when I slipped back into old patterns before my new beliefs took root. Remember, when you are able to contribute to the fulfillment of your own needs, then you will not be so needy, so codependent. It all begins with how much you love yourself. When you truly love yourself, you stay centered, calm, and secure, and your relationships at home as well as at work are wonderful. You will find yourself reacting to various situations and people differently. Matters that once may have been desperately important won't be quite as important anymore. New people will enter your life, and perhaps some old ones will disappear, which can be scary at first, and also wonderful, refreshing, and exciting. One more paragraph, then we shall stop. Just because it's kind of part of the thought, and it would have no context to say it tomorrow. Once you know what you want in a relationship, you must go out and be with people. No one is going to suddenly appear at your doorstep. It could happen, but it is admittedly a bit unlikely. A good way to meet people is in a support group or a night class, or conventions, or clubs, organizations. What's another word for a convention? Like conventions centered around your interests or education, etc. It enables you to connect with people who are like-minded or who are involved in the same interests. It's amazing how quickly you can meet new friends. There are many groups and classes available in cities all around the world. You need to seek these groups out. It helps when you associate with people traveling a similar path. An affirmation I suggest is, I am open and receptive to wonderful, good experiences coming into my life. It's better than saying, I'm looking for a new lover. Be open and receptive, and the universe will respond for your highest good. You will find that as your self-love grows, so will your self-respect, and any changes that you find yourself needing to make will be easier to accomplish when you know that they are the right ones for you. Love is never outside yourself, it is always within you, and as you are more loving, you will be more lovable. Yeah, that's frequent dating advice I give to people, is that they should change where they're looking for potential partners. And one of my most frequent suggestions is things that involve your interests or things you're passionate about, like volunteering, charities. She mentions classes, which is an okay idea too. Conventions. They have conventions for everything. Ones that are about your interests, or even ones that are related to your career, if you prefer. And clubs. A good one example is like a wine club, especially because they tend to hold their own events where you go and taste wine, so then you will be there mingling with a bunch of other people who also really like wine. So there is that. We'll continue reading this tomorrow. The next section is beliefs about money. So if you'd like to hear about that, tune in tomorrow.
We all want to hear about that.
We all want to hear about that. So the part of prosperity we seem to talk about today is our home and relationships, which are important. We must live with people all of our lives, so we might as well be around people we like and to understand the people around us. Let's take a look at the comments real quick. Ray says, my friend and I were talking about doing this last night. You must be a psychic. I am. Now that you mention it.
True story.
All right, so that concludes the reading for today. All right, we will be drawing the morning report to a close, but I have some important things I would like to share with all of you first.
Important things.
First, if you enjoyed this morning metaphysical report,
And we know you did.
please like, follow, or subscribe to my page and channel so you can continue seeing it every morning. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, they should do
Fantastic.
that. Oh, that's not the end of it. It's just, yeah,
No,
That-
I'm saying fantastic. There's
that'd be good.
Do that thing.
If you like and follow my Facebook page specifically, the link is on screen. And also in the description of this video, you will not only see the morning report every day, but you'll see all the other content I produce, which includes reading videos, like psychic reading videos, crystal healing videos, guided healings, discussions about different metaphysical topics, moon rituals, and more. I finally got through my events calendar for this year, so I'm going to be planning new events, and I think I'm going to be doing something a little different other than the live Q&As. And I'm thinking about how I want to do the moon rituals from now on. So if you're interested in finding out, follow my Facebook page and check my events page once in a while for what's coming up in 2020. I do offer private services. That information's on my Facebook page. But back to the morning report. We are doing a poll right now.
Oh, right.
This poll is on Patreon.
On the Patreon.
You
Tell
will
us
need-
about Patreon.
You will need a Patreon account to take the poll, but it's free to make an account.
So you should just do it.
So you should do it because we would really like your feedback about the morning report. It is our goal to continue to develop, grow, and expand the morning report, as well as creating more new public and some private material that is geared toward a spiritual lifestyle and life coaching for all of you to use on your personal journeys. So this poll will ask you any segments you would like to see added to the morning report, or any segments that are currently in it that you'd like to see taken away. And you can also leave comments to give more detailed feedback if you like.
I'm looking for that link.
So you can visit our Patreon, patreon.com/freedomdreamcoaching to take that poll, and the link will be commented shortly on the main live feed on my Facebook page. So that's where the comment for the link will be in a moment.
Yeah, sorry. I got signed out of my account and everything, so now I got signed back in. All fine stuff.
So, also, speaking of expanding, we do plan on growing the morning report, but that growth will happen as we gain more support from our viewers, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But some of the things in our future is a segment by the Kitchen Witch, giving you magical cooking tips and sharing recipes with you. And we have our good friend who is immersed in draconic spirituality that will be doing a fitness segment, a physical wellness segment that is oriented towards spirituality. That will be part of the morning report as well, eventually. you can read about that on Patreon as well. So I encourage you to just check out Patreon. It is a website that connects people who create content and the people who enjoy that content. You will learn about me and my partner and our work. You will learn about our goals, the things we're working towards, and you will learn about how you can become part of our journey and to support us, and that is through monthly pledges. So they're basically like membership levels.
You get cool stuff.
You get cool rewards in return for your support, and you can read about that on the website as well. Our lowest membership level is $1 a month. $1 a month.
And keep in
And it goes
mind-
up from there.
Keep in mind, when you become a patron, you become part of our...
Private Facebook learning group, Rainbow Bridge.
And on the Rainbow Bridge, we actually teach classes, we share material, we answer difficult questions. There is a lot of really amazing content going on and a lot of amazing content planned for January. So if you join and become a member in January, you will be able to participate in the Know Thyself spiritual program. It's a week-long learning experience where
Yeah.
we dig deep into who you are and what spirituality has in mind for you
Yes.
and what works best for you, and that's going to be pretty cool.
So-
I'm doing that. I'm
Yes,
teaching something.
you will. There's an opportunity for our patrons in that Facebook group to receive 1 week of personal mentoring from my own teacher and mentor. So like a week of having a magical and spiritual guide to help you get a good foot on the path. So that is coming. Also, the poll link was just commented.
Yes.
So that's going to be very exciting. And that is all patrons. So for $1 a month, you could join in on that.
Yes.
That free week of spiritual life coaching.
Which is like to put it bluntly, it's like a $200 course with actual like daily assignment charts and things like that. So it's worth $1. It's
Yeah.
worth
Of course, there are higher membership levels, and you get more and more rewards in accordance. There is also exclusive content on Patreon that is only viewable by patrons, such as our paranormal investigation footage. Bet you didn't know that we did that, but we do. But you have to be a patron to watch it.
It's fun.
Tarot tutorials, kitchen witch, recipes, and cooking videos, and a webinar. At a certain membership level, you will have access to the webinar Manifest Your Best Life.
It's all very interesting, folks. It's all very interesting.
So, if any of that interests you, check out the link. The free content like this morning report is possible due to support from viewers like yourself.
Thank
So the way you can support us is by joining us on Patreon, which is more fun for you because you get perks, or no obligation, but you can make a one-time contribution through the PayPal link in the description of the video. Everything is appreciated. Don't be embarrassed by $1. It all adds up.
It all adds up and it all helps, and your contributions help us circulate the prosperity. So, again, no obligation. But this is made possible by viewers like you. We wake up every day and
Do this report,
do this
and
report.
spend our mornings with you, and
Yeah.
it is good.
We love what we do, so we're happy to be here. All right. Any other announcements?
I think
that's it right now.
that's it. Yeah. There's some comments on the watch party. Ray says, Jan 3rd is my birthday. Can I book a reading with you for that day? Of course you can.
Please.
Please visit my Facebook page, Lysander Xanthus, or @ Lysander Clairvoyant. There is a listing. If you go to the services tab, you can find what I offer, or you can just message me, and we will arrange that. So I will also comment the link on the watch party. So that is my page link. All right, there you go.
Fantastic.
Going
everybody.
down. Ray Miller says, yes, Rainbow Bridge. I've been looking for it for some time now. Yes, I do have that. That is my private group for patrons. So you do have to be a member on Patreon to be added.
Yes. But you
So
can do
if
that.
I know a lot of people have put in requests to join and I've denied them. So if you're wondering why, that's why you have to be a member on Patreon.
Yes. And we do check.
Yes, we get a notification whenever someone joins Patreon. So if we didn't get one, then yeah. Alrighty.
I think that's it.
I think that is it.
Everybody has homework tonight. Make sure to start thinking about the new year. Don't think about resolutions for the new year in the context of things that you are going to give up or try to achieve. Think about it in the context of new ways of thinking in 2020. That's your homework, everybody. Start thinking about it. New ways of thinking in the year ahead.
Yes.
It's just important. It's important to start thinking about that now. Start thinking.
Well, we would love to have you join us, Ray. Obviously, it's not. You can. Anyone is welcome to stay a member as long as they like, or leave as they like. It's all entirely optional. Just informative other things we want to share with you, and continue to have the ability to create this. I'm extremely grateful to all of my viewers and supporters. Due to your support, I have the time to create this for you. So that's why I mention it. And as support increases, I plan to offer more and more.
Alright, babe.
Alrighty.
I think that's going to do it for us today.
I think that's it. So I will see you all again later. For those of you who follow my Facebook page, I will be live again later today, doing something else. Otherwise, I'll see you all again tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful day and happy holidays.
Blessed be everybody.
Be blessed.